welcome to our Candidate Forum. I'm Robin Robinson, General Manager of 91.3 HopeFM, and we are doing Candidate Forums as a public service for you, the voter, to help you make an informed decision when you go to the polls. The primary election is coming up on August 20th, and we want to help you to not only know that you should go and vote, but also to help you make an informed decision on each of the candidates. Some of our local races are going to be decided in August, and so you don't want to wait until November. This is one of those races that'll be decided in August. When it comes to doing candidate forums, we feel like we can be completely impartial because we don't accept any political advertising. We don't endorse any candidates or parties. It's just our goal today to give you an opportunity to make an informed decision and to remind you to go out and vote. As a reminder, our county is broken down into 5 districts, and the commissioner we elect for each of those districts has to live in that area of the county. But as voters, each one of us gets to vote for each one of the county commissioners. For Putnam County Commission District 3, this is a universal primary. That means that the 2 candidates are from the same party, and without any others running, all voters will vote on this race, and it will be decided in August. This year, we're actually electing 3 new county commissioners, and that doesn't seem like it happens too often all at the same time. Currently, this position is held by Terry Turner, who is not seeking re-election, and we want to introduce you to the 2 candidates that are hoping to fill this spot. Each one of you going to have a minute to answer each question. We're going to alternate who goes first with each one. That way you don't have to be the first one for each question. And we're going to give you a minute to answer each question. You might hear the timer go off at the end of that. We're going to go in alphabetical order. So we'll begin with Josh Alexander. Please tell us about yourself.
Well, thank you, Robin. My name is Josh Alexander. I was born and raised in Palatka, Putnam County. I've been here my entire life. I've never left. I've worked exclusively outside of Putnam County and inside Putnam County. Our family has been here for 70 years. My grandfather was Coach Jim Holt, and his wife was Kitty Holt. He was a principal within the education system here for over 43 years. My other grandfather was Walt Alexander, and his wife Barbara. He founded Central States Diversified Downtown, the building which is now Matthews by the railroad tracks. A lot of the folks in town remember those guys. My mother's Jimmy Simons, my stepfather's Rendell Simons, and my dad is Coach Jim Alexander. I have 3 kids, Clayton, Tucker, and Ivy. Clayton graduated from QI Roberts. Tucker graduated from Palatka High, and Ivy is still at Palatka High playing volleyball. My wife is Regina Alexander. She does home health physical therapy with Brooks Home Care. We've been married over 25 years.
Okay, thank you so much. And Les Sims, tell us about yourself.
Sure. Well, first I'd like to say thank you to Hope FM and all the listeners out there for this opportunity to introduce myself if you don't know me. My name is Les Sims. I live at 640 Putnam County Boulevard in East Palatka. I've lived there since 2000. I've raised my 3 children there. I have Alyssa, Leslie, and Tyler. Alyssa is a respiratory therapist at Flagler Hospital for the last couple of years. Leslie is at UF Law, pursuing her degree over there. And my son Tyler just graduated from high school, and he works in my family's roofing business. When I moved to town in 2000 after serving in the United States Navy, I went to work for a company, Armstrong Roofing, and I've been there ever since. I worked my way up from the ground, the entry level, right up to president and owner of the company now. I've enjoyed living in East Palatka in the Putnam County area and serving my community for the last 15 years on different boards and committees throughout the area. So, but thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next question, Les, we'll start with you on this one. Why do you want to serve in the office of County Commissioner?
You know, that's a good question. That's a real good question because this is a tough job. This is not an easy job. I've been around this world for quite a while. I've never run for office I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. But why do I want to serve? Because I want to make a difference. I've known Terry Turner for quite a while, and he did a lot of good things at the commission while he was there. We need to continue the path that the previous commissioners have set us on. We've got a lot of issues that are coming before us directly, and a lot of them are already here. We need somebody that's strong. We need somebody who's been involved in the community, who's sat on multiple boards and committees, who knows how government works. I'm not saying I'm good at it because I'm a businessman, but I'm saying I know how it works and I know how to get things done. So I think I bring a lot of value in that arena to be elected to the commission.
And Josh Alexander, same question.
Well, my passion is for this community. We haven't gone anywhere. I've had opportunities to go elsewhere, travel. The grass sometimes is greener for other people, but it wasn't for me. I want to stay here and make a difference. I have the ability and the knowledge. I have a multifaceted knowledge of differing trades, skills, sales, marketing, publishing. I think I bring a lot of the things to the table that some of the other candidates may not. We have opportunities for growth, but the growth here needs to be managed, and it needs to benefit those people of Putnam County, new and old. So I think that people are moving here because of they value our way of life, and hopefully they value it as much as I do and want to maintain that. And that's my main goal, is maintaining the atmosphere that we have and managing the growth for my kids and my grandkids.
Thank you so much. And we'll stay with you for the first answer for the next question. What experience do you have that you feel qualifies you to fulfill the duties of this office?
Well, I have various experiences. I was a leading account executive in mechanical contracting for Johnson Controls. They have 180,000 employees worldwide. I was number 3 in the U.S., number 1 in the southeastern U.S. I have loads of experience in publishing, from mechanical, aviation, home building, aggregates, chemicals. I've led a sales team. Multiple sales teams have been very successful, promoted businesses, dealerships. I've been a legends and leader for Ford Motor Company, which is one of the largest corporations in the world. There's many things that I bring to the picnic that I think are going to be beneficial to our community. So I think that we have a lot of skills wrapped up in me that I can use for the betterment of the community.
Okay, thank you. Les Sims, same question.
Another great question. What experiences do I have? Well, let's start. I'm a business owner. I sign the front of the check and not the back of the check. I have risks and responsibilities like most people don't see. For people that know me know that they say, when do you sleep? I get emails from you at 3 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the morning because I don't sleep very much. I'm always working on different boards. Since moving to Putnam County in 2000, and really about 2005, I started getting active. I've sat on 5 different local boards and committees. I sat on the Zoning Board of Adjustment, which deals with property issues and growth. I've sat on the Better Place Plan Oversight Committee, which our job was to make sure the funds were being spent properly. Those funds are a lot of times are spent on road, the pavement of the roads, and so I had a lot of impact there. Not only on the local level, I've sat on the state board level. I've sat on 3 state board levels, including Career Source, which Governor DeSantis appointed me to in 2022. So I bring the private sector and the government sector to the table with my experience.
Okay, thank you so much. And we're going to go with you to answer the first question, or the next question first. How do you feel that you would make improvements to our county by being elected to this position?
You know, that almost goes into that question number 3 with my experience. Bringing that private business person mentality, as well as my government mentality that I've been involved with. I know how to get things done. I know how to get the ball rolling. I know how to get through government bureaucracy, which is a big hurdle. A lot of times that learning curve can be a couple or maybe even 3 years. We've seen commissioners in the past that really weren't able to achieve what they wanted to achieve in 4 years because the learning curve was too great. I think I lessened the learning curve. I think with my experiences I bring to the table, I can get a lot of these impacts taken care of pretty quick.
Thank you. Josh, same question. How do you feel you would make improvements to our county by being elected?
Well, we definitely need to improve the agility of our county commission. One example that comes to mind, my mother's association with the pickleball group. It took them 2 to 3 years to move the process along of building those pickleball courts. And as every one of us know, inflation has driven our dollars down. The money that they garnered to build those courts based on the bureaucracy at our commission level lost 30 to 40% of its value. And now we're experiencing the same thing with the animal control building. I'm all about getting the bang for the buck. But if you've got the buck, let's go ahead and get the bang.
Thank you. And Josh, we'll start with you for this one. With the influx of people moving into Putnam County, how would you address the infrastructure needs and continue to protect people's property rights at the same time?
Oh, absolutely. So what we're going to see, it's coming. Putnam County one of my friends told me the other day, our little paradise has been found. And it's been found, and we want to maintain that. But it is coming, so we are going to have to invest in our infrastructure. And my stance on that is I don't want for the folks that have been here and paid their dues to finance other folks' move to Putnam County. So based on that, I would like to see the implementation of some sort of impact fee to offset the additional stress on our budget, our infrastructure, our EMS, our police. We need the additional dollars. And unfortunately, I think it's going to be a boom, and we're not going to be able to have the organic growth to offset the need in funding. So if you're coming, you're going to have to contribute.
Okay, thank you. Les, same question.
First thing we need to do with the growth that is already here, quite frankly, we need to take a look at our budgets for the emergency services and the sheriff's department. Now, the sheriff's department is a separate budget that I really don't, as a commissioner, you wouldn't have an impact on, but I want to make sure that our sheriff and that our fire chief and emergency services are properly funded. The reason is there's two types of growth. There's positive growth and there's negative growth. We do not want negative growth. If our crime rate goes up, if our emergency services are not sufficient, we will have negative growth. We will have the wrong atmosphere in Putnam County. We've seen that before in years past. And so we need to take a really hard look and realize what's important to this county. So that's a pretty easy fix right there. We also need to take a look at other issues that are out there, meaning we have some issues with our workers' compensation fund. I have a lot of background. I sit on the board of directors for a self-insurance fund already. I've been on that board for about 5 years. And that world is a whole different world that it's almost like speaking another language. So I bring some background in there.
And Les, looking to the future, what do you see as the challenges that are facing Putnam County, and how would you solve them?
Well, I'll tell you what, especially Putnam County, is taxes. Taxes. In my business, I go out and give estimates all the time. I meet customers out in the rural areas of the county. Taxes are really driving people into the ground. It's a shame. It is a real shame. We have to be able to work with Tallahassee to come up with a plan of some sort to alleviate the tax issue we have right now. People on fixed incomes, they're having to make hard choices of whether they eat, take medication, or live in unsatisfactory conditions. So I have a lot of contacts in Tallahassee. I've been going to Tallahassee for years, lobbying on behalf of the roofing industry and other industries. It's not my full-time job. I don't get paid to do it. But I think we need to try to work with Tallahassee to come up with a plan that any time the state of Florida has over 8 or 9 billion in reserves, that money the next year needs to be returned to the citizens somehow. If you pay property taxes, you should get some kind of a rebate or an incentive program to get your money back.
And Josh, same question. Looking to the future, what do you see as the challenges facing Putnam County, and how would you solve them?
Well, I do agree that the taxes are a huge issue. Sometimes I feel like we're taxed on things that we're not getting. Sometimes we may get sold a bill of goods for additional taxing. But I truly believe that we have to capitalize on the growth to alleviate some of the burden that our residents are facing now. That's the biggest thing. We know the growth's coming. We have to take care of our EMS. We have to take care of our fire departments, and we have to take care of our current residents. I mean, you can look at this one of two different ways. We can utilize this growth, and the profits can go, or somebody can utilize it, and it can go elsewhere, or we can take that additional funding and we can create a better life for the current residents of Putnam County. We've always been considered a poor county. We don't have funding for this or that. Well, we have an opportunity to garner those funds to make it beautiful and create the dream that we all have for this place on the river.
And Josh, as you've been out campaigning, what are the areas of concern that you've heard from voters?
A lot of it, I feel like it's been brought to my attention that some of the voters are really concerned about transparency in government, and they don't feel like sometimes there's just a basic distrust. They want more transparency. They want to be able to come to the meetings. And, what I'm proposing is meetings in the evening, at least once or twice a month, so you don't have to take away your valuable family time or vacation time, and you can actually come and see one of these meetings and present your case. Have a voice. We're servants of the community, and we need to remember that.
And same question for you, Les. As you've been out campaigning, what have been the areas of concern from the voters that you've talked to?
I've talked to a lot of people. Spent time in Interlochen this weekend, all day Saturday, and I did the same thing last year. Just talking to everybody, seeing what the issue is. Of course, with the Interlochen area and the south end of the area, south end of the county, paved roads is an issue, access, and so we're working on that. Putnam County has been working on that for years. We've made a lot of progress. Every time you go to Interlochen, there's a little more pavement. We need to take a look at that Better Place Plan money, make sure we're spending at least 60% of that money on paved roads. Don't let it go before that. But one of the other issues I want to address is I'm not in favor of night evenings. That's one of the issues that me and Josh maybe disagree on, which is not a huge issue. I think what Putnam County needs to do is to obtain some software programs. When we have a commission meeting, it should be live. It should be live stream, and there are programs out there that will allow people to type in a question, and a monitor at the meeting can ask the question to the commission. People do not have to leave their houses. It doesn't cost any money other than the initial cost. So I think that we need to look into that for our citizens to be able to interact live at the commission meetings.
Okay, thank you so much. As you can probably imagine, as a Christian radio station and a ministry, our listeners are interested to know what role your faith might play in your service as a county commissioner. Les Sims.
Mine plays a lot. My faith plays a central role in my decision-making processes. I was raised in a church. If the doors were open, we were there. My kids, the same thing. And that was by design and on purpose because I realized that it keeps them grounded. That provides me a moral and ethical framework that guides my actions and my choices. By grounding my decisions in my beliefs, I strive to act with integrity, compassion, and a sense of responsibility to my community. So I believe that basically spells that out.
Okay, and Josh Alexander, same question.
Oh, absolutely. So we were raised in Christ Independent Methodist Church out on Silver Lake Drive. And again, like Les said, my mother, from the time that I was 6 years old, she was a single mother. And if the doors were open, we were there. Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon for youth, Wednesday for Wednesday church. And, that laid the foundation for my decisions and my ethics, my beliefs. We drifted away for a while, but here recently, my daughter has got me going back to the church, Trinity. She's there quite frequently. Matt Holbrook is a friend of mine, and I developed a friendship with Pastor Willie. So it's definitely rekindling my relationship with the Lord. And I look forward to working with our community and basing all of my decisions on our faith-based values.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
And as I mentioned, we don't do any political advertising, so this is about as close as you get to doing a commercial. Mm-hmm. Josh Alexander, why should people vote for you?
Well, you should vote for me because of my history here, my love for the community, and the experience that I bring to this seat. I look forward to serving you. I want to be available. I will return your phone calls, and I will listen to what you've got to say.
And do you have any website or social media you'd like
I do. We have a Facebook page. It's called Josh Alexander, BOCC. Very simple, very easy to find. I think we're up around 1,200 followers now, and then another 1,800 that interact. So we have quite a following there, and I try to answer every question and every post that's put on there individually.
All right, thank you so much. And why should people vote for Les Sims?
It's a good question, real good question. Josh and I are friends, and so we made a commitment to each other not to sling mud and all that, which has worked out great so far, I think. But I'll put it like this. As a business owner, when I'm hiring upper management level people in my business or other entities that I'm involved with, I interview the people, and I take the person with the most experience, who has already done this job maybe, who is going to come into the door basically knowing what to do. And if they don't, what's the learning curve look like? How long is it going to take this person to get from point A to point B where they're doing the job efficiently and accurately? I believe my experience puts me ahead in the game. Now, we both bring a lot to the table, Josh is a very intelligent man. I believe I am myself. But I think the experience and the interaction and me serving the community, there's proof in the pudding that I'll always be here for you. Even if I lose, I'm still going to continue doing what I do, serving on different boards and committees. So I think that's the edge for me.
Thank you so much. And also, did you mention a website or Facebook?
I did not, but like everybody, we do have a Facebook page, Les Sims Campaign, and we do not have a website, but my cell phone number is 386-530-0458. If somebody would like to text or call, I answer that phone 24 hours a day. As stated before, I don't sleep much, so we're always on the phone.
All right, gentlemen, thank you both so much for being here. Our candidate forum, again, is just provided to you as a public service, and we have several others that we're doing. I hope that you'll take the time to watch those as well. Again, the election date coming up, there's a very handy voter guide that the Supervisor of Elections office has put together. So if you have questions as a voter, I want to encourage you to get a hold of that, visit their website, or call their office at 386-329-0224. The early voting is coming up very soon, and the primary election on August 20th. So we encourage you to get out and vote and share this video as well. Thanks for watching, and God bless you.